Very much, Dark Emperor. Hey Cap, I was supposed to add this to my sub, but it wouldn't let me add a message. But remember that Emperor John Kill guy who made a video on why Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. He made a part 2. It's 30 minutes. Post the link, Dark Emperor. Post the link. I don't want to have to go hunt for it in a while. At least post the link. We can watch a little bit of it. You know, I do just feel like no one. Sometimes I don't get the point of the videos. Like, are you just venting? Are you just mad? Damn, Six actually just lost. Rip. Why Modern Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. Part 2. Is the irony that this is listed under Yu-Gi-Oh? Like Legacy of the Duelist? He better not be playing Master. Oh my god, he's playing Master Duel. Dude, you're literally playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And look, I don't play Master Duel, chat, but Master Duel is Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! This is not Duel Links or some other weird spin-off. Like, Master Duel is it's just with a different ban list. The 1 out of 1 thing is different, but like Master Duel is literally Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to say I didn't watch the game, but if you lose by, let's see, y'all lost by like what, a clean 10? 9 points? That's not usually a choke. That's usually like the other team just controlled the game. And I mean, I don't know. Embiid's going to have to drop like 40. Like, he has to have one of those games where it's like, bro, I'm the MVP. I'm dropping 40 tonight. And don't nobody try to stop me. Because if you look at this game, you know, Jason Tatum, 19. Jaylen Brown. Yeah, actually, no one on the Celtics even played that good. So, yeah, this is like a very winnable game for you guys. Like, if Jason Tatum went for like 35 or something, then it's like, okay. But no one on their team even scored 20 points. Very winnable game. Cat versus okay, this actually is just Ronan. So, hi Ronan, how are you doing tonight? I can tell by your sporadic posting that this actually is just Ronan Tonin. I have been, since it's here, my god, great beard. I'm thinking about letting mine grow out, chat. Maybe stop bringing it in, but I have really been thinking about getting a PS3. Excuse me, PlayStation. I've really been, over like the last few weeks, chat, thinking about getting a PS5. And because I really want to play God of War Ragnarok. Like, I've never done that before. Like, bought a system for like 1 or 2 games. Because that's just, I've always been such a hardcore gamer. I'm like, I'll get like 15 games. But man, chat, every time I see God of War Rag, I'm like, I really want to play this game. I might even replay the first one again. You become Kratos. And when I get back into real shape, chat, I actually will be Kratos. Yeah, seriously, I will be Kratos. Okay, I will not be playing Transformers though. No, I will not be playing Transformers. The PS6 is coming out next year. Why won't they just drop the price of these freaking systems? Seriously, why is the PlayStation 5 $500? Either drop the price or just make a PS5 Slim. Like, come on. I have this game, Metal Gear Rising. Love it. Capitalism, baby. Capitalism doesn't mean you can be greedy. Actually, that's exactly what it means.
What's up, everybody? Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming here with another video, and I want to welcome you to my follow-up to why Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Sucks and won't get any better, part 2. Now, my last video came out last November, 6 months ago, and
okay,
the amount of outrage and emotional breakdowns in the comments section, it was literally a fuss between those who agreed and those who disagreed. Now, there's no problem.
I'm sorry, hold on. Because he's making this sound like it was a big deal. Did this video like pop off and get like 50,000 views or something? Or man, there used to be a little search button here, chat. You could just look on someone's, all right, popular. Let's see. Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know, man. Less than 5,000 views. Let's see how many. Maybe it had like 5,000 comments or something. I mean, at least he got a lot of. Like, I'll give him this. At least he had 400 comments. Unless he's replying to all of them. Crystal Bride. I hope he's not Crystal Bride, because it seems like this one person is replying to every comment. Is this him? I swear this must be like a. Because this is one account that's replying to like every single person. Chat. Look at this. It's literally one person replying. I don't know if this is a burner account by him or something. But I don't know. Okay, we'll just
problem with agreeing and disagreeing and having people's opinions. But what I will not.
People were literally. That's what I'm saying. He's making such a big deal out of it. It's like, all right, this video had better popped off for you to say, oh, well, you guys are all getting baby raging.
Not tolerate is my words in the comment section being.
If it has the little circle, dude, I haven't uploaded a video in 6 months, Big Pippin. What makes you think I even remotely know how YouTube works anymore? I am so out of touch.
But what I will not tolerate is my words in the comment section being manipulated and twisted and not agreeing with what people want you to agree with. See, that's the thing. In the comment section, why I didn't answer to a lot of those comments because I felt that I didn't need to, the people who actually agreed with me gave me proper explanations to why they felt they agree while criticizing maybe a couple things I got wrong. Now, the rest of the comments are hilarious. Now, the reason why I'm not going to discuss too much about the game still, why it sucks right now in the modern sense, because later in the video, I will have my co-host, the Mad Kiyoma reviewer, he will be explaining the power creep problem and showing it on screen himself. Ooh. So, with that being said, I have so many damn comments on this video that it's ridiculous. But a lot of them are telling me, and see, this is not how you present an argument, and these people don't understand that. They're saying, if I'm an old school player, me playing the modern game, I don't have an opinion on it, which is, who gave you that God-given right? I don't know, to tell me what I can and cannot talk about in a review, because I will and I damn so please. They're commenting at my video about the game through their lens. They're not open.
I agree with this. I don't think, chat, if you are someone who, well, okay, I think there's certain parameters, right? I'll make this a little more interesting. No, I'm not going First Amendment. I think if you are an old school player, like someone, I don't think that if you're a GOAT format player, right? Like if you played GOAT format, you played Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2004, and then you quit in 2005 or 2006, and you came back 2 years ago, and you started playing, you're like, this game's so terrible. I don't really think you have that much of a leg to stand on. It's like, dude, you missed like 3 or 4 eras in a row. You haven't been here for the progression. You know what I mean? However, and I'm not saying that this is 100% in stone. I feel like if you're someone like me, chat, that is kind of played the entire time for 20 years, I feel like I can objectively speak on everything. People can't just be like, Cat, you're just old school. Like, nah, dude, I've played 2 YCSs in the last 6 months. I played at 2 of them. You know what I mean? I'm not just old school. Even if I am hanging on to a deck that's 2 years old, the point is, like, I'm still actively playing the game. I feel like I can speak from I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was T-set and I played Fire Princess at locals. But I also remember getting wind-up hand-looped in 2012. You know? So, now I don't know if this guy is that. He doesn't seem like that. But, yeah. I feel like people can have valid opinions even if they haven't played the entire time. But, like, I don't know. If you missed, like, 15 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like just shut the fuck up. I miss Zaxo era. I mean, that's fine. I just feel like if people... You see this all the time, chat. People like, coming back into Yu-Gi-Oh! After 12 years. Like, why? I'm not trying to be toxic, chat, but am I the only one who like doesn't see that? Like I do not see the appeal of that. If you have given something up, chat, for 12 years, like what are you looking to get back from it? You gave it up for a dozen years for a reason. Like what are you looking to get from it again? Did you retire from Yu-Gi-Oh? Totally, Spy Fox, totally. This just sounds like people who played Red and Blue 20 years ago and complain about the new cards at Pokemon. See, even I wouldn't do that though. Like even that's a perfect comparison, Big Pimpin', because that's me for Pokemon. I quit Pokemon chat after the second generation, Silver and Gold. I like stopped because Yu-Gi-Oh basically replaced it in my life. When I look at Pokemon now, I don't be like, this new game, like all these new stuff ruining it. Yo, I look at Gigantamax and I'm like, this is heckin' cool. The monsters are big. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at Pokemon now and say like, oh, it's power creep, everything's stupid. Like, you know, I embrace the change.
To hearing anything else than what they want to hear, and I'm not going to do that. See, that's the thing about me. Just because a group of people universally agree on something, that doesn't mean they're right. You know? I'm not saying I'm right, but at least I backed up what I was saying, and I have people to back up what I was saying. You know? He's trying to tell... Some people are trying to tell me that there was always issues. Of course, I said there was always issues in my first video. No one listened. Never perfect. There was always issues. I admit that, but at least in the original game, there was more creativity, and there was more fun to it, and everything was unique. Now, everything feels sterile and generic. Especially when you look at particular archetypes where they all look the same. And they were trying to give me shit in the last video saying, oh, you're using an...
I don't know about that. Dude, I think archetype driven Yu-Gi-Oh can make things a lot less fun when it comes to deck building, but not because of, like, Chad, is it bad because all Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes look alike? I don't think that's remotely true. I mean, and I think the deck building packs are the biggest example of that. I feel like they force... I mean, diversity is not the right word because that's actually such a charged word, to be honest. But when you look at the deck building booster sets, all three of the themes look so different. I mean, the next one, we have an archetype that's based around fighting games, which Vanquish Soul looks like that. All the monsters in Vanquish Soul look like characters in a fighting game. The other archetype is a bunch of chefs cooking, or a bunch of bakery chefs. And then what's the third one, chat? Just I mean, I guess you could say the dinosaurs are generic, but like, none of them look alike. So like, what are we talking about? Unless you're gonna say like, oh, well, there's waifus. I mean, I guess they're based off Joe. Okay, Catholic. I mean, that's another example. What else was in that pack, chat? Of Exo Sisters. What else was in the Exo Sister pack? Exo Sister was a deck building pack, right? Was that the one with the sofa chords or no? Like the Adventure. Oh, okay. So that was Adventure and Punk. That's what I thought. I was like, yeah, look at those. Punk doesn't look anything like Exo Sister. Punk is unique and super colorful, and the monsters all look like, I don't know. It looks fucking trippy. You know what I mean? And then Exo Sisters are like Catholic girls who are like German fighters or something. And then you have, what, Brave, which is just generic fantasy. You know, girl goes on a fantasy and with her dragon griffin thingy. You know, like, I don't know. It's gotten a little lazy that every archetype has a Stratos, a Reborn, and the same things, but they're pretty unique. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. Structurally, like how they operate, that's kind of boring, because it wasn't like this in GX chat. Like deck building back then and like how stuff functioned, completely different. I've told you guys things, chat, like conversion side decking doesn't exist anymore. Playing decks where you were willing to exchange advantage for damage doesn't exist anymore. That, you know, the last example of that is Trickstar. People don't play decks like that, like Womack's deck where it's like, I got 7 cards and I need to kill you with these 7 cards. Otherwise, I burned out of gas. Like, people don't play stuff like that anymore. So, like, I agree with that, but not
an archetype. Aesthetics. Yeah, I'm using an archetype to present and show what was going on. The Gravekeeper archetype. I have to show something. It's like, you want me to show proof, but you bitch out when you get the proof. So, telling me that I'm wrong in a lot of my thing, but I was like, how am I wrong? How? Like, they didn't provide arguments telling me I was wrong because they didn't break down the video. They only broke down what they felt they were right about. Like, I will read one right here. It says, and I quote, "Bro acts like this hasn't been a common practice during the Dual Monsters and GX era." I never said that wasn't the case, so nice putting words in my mouth. There have been so many FUT and lockout strategies during that time, it's unreal. Well, didn't come across them. So if I didn't come across them, and I haven't heard about it either back then, and my cousin used to play competitive tournaments before in Manhattan Island in New York City.
This is a really bad argument. I didn't come across them, so they didn't exist, and my cousin played against, like, what? Like, you can't really speak to DM, because DM TCG is, like, almost not even a thing. But GX had a lot of, I don't want to say, like, FTKs, but there's a lot of OTKs, like, Demise OTK, Cyberstein OTK, let's see, Chainburn was really good. Like, I don't really super get this argument. I'm trying to think if there was any. I'm sorry. Magical Explosion. When Phantom Darkness came out, chat, Magical Explosion was like tier 1, and that actually was like, well, it wasn't an FTK, but it was like, as soon as you enter your draw phase, you lose. So the Shadow Priestess of Ohm FTK, like those were like tier 1 decks. So you can't say, oh, they didn't exist. Like, yeah, they did. I just named 4.
So he never experienced it. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is far more creative. No, it is not. Every archetype, you can't use cards outside of archetypes. You have to use this one card.
How long is this? Well, all right, chat. We'll only watch 2 more videos. What was the last successful non-archetype deck, chat? Man, I'm really trying to. Now, this is a good point. I will think Dragon Link. Honestly, that's probably it. Dragon's probably like the only one, and that's because Dragon is just Konami keeps printing good Dragon cards. So like people say, why won't Dragon Link die? Because Dragon's the most popular type ever, and they'll just keep printing them. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the Adventure card, or the Adventure Synchro decks, chat, the Based and whatever the other like cringy names for those are like the only 2 that I can think of in like the last 5 years of decks that are not already built themes, you know. That's basically it. That's basically it. This is the first time I agree with Anime Night. We could have watched Magical Hats
for this specific deck, or you have to use
we'll
this
watch
card
Magic,
to that
fine,
card.
we'll watch Magical Hats too.
Or to that card to that card. That goes for Magic, Traps, and Monster cards. If they don't synchronize, you're not going to have a good time, or you're not going to get nowhere in the game.
Punk's an archetype.
They're trying to tell me I've only played... Like, here's the thing. This just shows you that their arguments were falling apart. It said... They told me you didn't play actual Yu-Gi-Oh! How other way to play actual Yu-Gi-Oh! I played the games. I played the games themselves, and I played the card games. So how else did I not play Yu-Gi-Oh! That argument for them falls apart. And trying to basically degrade or discount my video or decredit what I say, to discredit what I say, saying that, oh, I could tell you only played in schoolyard Yu-Gi-Oh! Why am I still playing Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day then? And I'm not in school anymore. So that is...
Man, I gotta be honest, chat. His responses sound really fucking stupid. Like, I'm not trying to be toxic or anything, but these responses just sound really, really unintelligent. Like, I'm playing Master Duel with Digibugs, so I'm like an expert, clearly. Like, I get some of his response, like some of these just sound really unintelligent. MBT is, I mean, fake it until you make it. If you want to have a video where you're debating people, and like this was after 6 months, chat. You had 6 months of prep time, and these are the arguments that you made. They're really fucking stupid. Post these comments. I mean, I don't dispute that the people didn't have comments, but for him to say like, oh, well, I never encountered a deck, so it didn't exist. Is that not just like fucking stupid, chat? That's dumb, right? Like you're going to say oh, well, a meta deck didn't exist because I didn't play it. You haven't provided any, even 7 minutes into this or 6 minutes into this video, chat. He hasn't actually spoken to his level of like competitive play. He's saying that, oh, well, I'm still playing, or my cousin played at these events. You haven't said anything about like, did you go to regionals? Did you just play locals? Did you just play the video games, which like obviously don't count for competitive play? Like, What is your level of like competition in Yu-Gi-Oh? You know what I mean? It's the definition of ignorance. Also, how common were these comments? It's been 6 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I just felt that's one thing I wanted to like. Were you playing at like events? Hold on.
These guys are their arguments are really falling apart from what I'm seeing, and they're just saying your video's poorly constructed, and that's all they'll say. Well, where's the deconstruction? I don't see any deconstructions.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna comment though. What's this one, Dark Emperor? Oh no. Wait, we must have already watched this. We must have already, because I disliked it. Yeah, we must have already, we must have watched this because I already disliked it. That was for that was for Rai. Okay. Dark Emperor wasn't saying, hey, watch this. He was just posting the what's it called as the original. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh isn't as bad as you think. I don't think Modern Yu-Gi-Oh is as bad as like anyone as we think. I think there are problems. I think the game is incredibly fast. I do think the game is way too archetype driven, chat. And part of that could be because in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh, archetypes were just like too weak. I mean, if you look at GX chat, almost all the archetypes sucked. Basically, outside of the heroes, like everything was terrible. Excuse me. Until, I don't know, like very late GX when we started getting Lightsworn and like Glads, and Glads were very unsuccessful on release. Lightsworn were successful on release. But yeah, archetypes were fairly bad. All the like Roids and Volcanics, they were all fucking terrible, like almost unplayable. So no need to shit on the game. Old Yu-Gi-Oh is resource management. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh is build a board. You have to accept that or leave. I agree, chat. That's actually so true. GX and before, even like 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh is about like managing your resources. It's about at almost every stage of the game, chat, outside of maybe against a deck that you believe can OTK you, and usually that's like very limited to people playing like Demise or Cyberstein. You basically just have to think like, can I keep more cards than my opponent? That thing called advantage. Do people use the word advantage anymore, chat, or no? I feel like that actually is not a thing anymore. Like no one thinks I have advantage. I have more cards. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Where it's like, well, I have no, because like I just think like in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, a cash player can top deck like they can top deck like Unicorn, or they can top deck Birth and like actually just win it, especially like Unicorn into like Birth. And they can get like 5 cards out of 1 card, so advantage is just null and void now. When decks can plus like 4 to like 5 chat off 1 card, like the concept of advantage just goes out the window. Because one deck just, you know, I rarely ever hear people say like, oh, I have advantage. You know what I mean? I have advantage, I'm winning because I have more cards. It's like, nah, not really. Not really.